Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Well, Star Trek Prodigy returns to our TV screens this week and I thought I would do a recap of the first half of Season 1, which started, would you believe, almost a year ago, back at the end of October last year. So it's almost been a full 12 months since Prodigy started. And we're now only just getting the second half of Season 1 now, so it's been a while. So I thought I'd do a quick recap video of our first 10 episodes of Star Trek Prodigy so you guys can get up to date and just remember what exactly happened in those first half of Season 1. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Sci-Finatics yet, please don't forget to do so. Click on that big red button to stay current and up to date with all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube. Now let's get into our recap of Part 1 of Season 1 of Star Trek Prodigy. Season 1 begins on Tars Lamora, an asteroid mining colony in the Delta Quadrant run by a mysterious overseer called the Diviner. But it's quickly clear that Diviner's main goal isn't mining crystals. He's searching for something else, something far more valuable. Even his daughter, Gwendala, has no idea what his plans are. What she does know is that the two of them are the last of their race, and she feels the pressure of that on her shoulders every day. Deep in the mines of Tars Lamora, a worker named Dal Rael stumbles upon a huge ship resting inside crystal formations. He and a fellow prisoner, Rok-Tark, manage to get aboard. There, they meet a fugitive named Zero, who's a Medusan. One look at a Medusan's true form will make a person lose their mind. Zero, who's a telepath, reveals that the Diviner used them to torture prisoners, which is why they are on the run. Dal knows they can use the ship to escape Tars Lamora, but they need more than just 3 people to get the vessel airborne. The would-be crew recruits Jank and Pog, a Tellarite engineer, and Murph, a gelatinous purple-blue lifeform, to help them escape. But Gwyn and Dreadnought, the Diviner's enforcer, stumble upon Dal and the starship. Dreadnought reveals that it's the USS Protostar. It's what the Diviner has been searching for all these years. Gwyn is surprised that her father never trusted her with this information. The crew takes Gwyn hostage and manages to escape Tars Lamora. Once they're in space, a hologram comes online. It's a program based on Starfleet Captain Catherine Janeway, and she's there to help the confused crew. Dal tells hologram Janeway that he's the captain, and she assumes they're a group of Starfleet cadets. They listen closely when she reminds them of the principles of the United Federation of Planets and of Starfleet. The rest of the crew are interested in heading towards Federation space, but Dal overrules them. Dal tells the crew privately that he thinks the Federation is too good to be true, and he's only lying to hologram Janeway about them being cadets for their own good. As the crew gets to know their new ship, they notice a few interesting things. First, it has a vehicle replicator and can create shuttlecraft and more. Second, the Protostar has a new kind of propulsion system powered by a Protostar. It can travel thousands of light years in just a few minutes. While the crew are on an away mission exploring a new planet, Gwyn manages to escape from the brig, take control of the Protostar and contact her father. However, when her father comes to the planet, he's forced to choose between saving his daughter and the ship. He chooses the Protostar. Seeing his true nature, Gwyn is heartbroken and realizes her father is only using her. Dal and the others manage to save her and escape in the Protostar in the nick of time. After this, Gwyn is truly a member of this found family. After this experience, the crew works on learning to operate like a crew, and Dal begins to really understand what it means to be a captain. He takes the no-win Kabayashi Maru test and learns the demands of leadership thanks to a few holographic faces from Star Trek's past. The crew also start to understand what Starfleet really stands for, and reveal to hologram Janeway that they're not, in fact, cadets. Dal isn't the only one who goes on a personal journey. Thanks to a time anomaly, Rok-Tark realizes that she wants to be a scientist during an extended period in which she's alone, the consequences of which are continuing to make themselves known. The kids also uncover more about the Protostar's mission in the Delta Quadrant. Prior to the ship ending up on Tars Lamora, Captain Chakotay, Janeway's former first officer of the USS Voyager, was in command. They find a distress call from him, but it's not clear what happened to the original Protostar's crew, nor why hologram Janeway has no record of what happened to them or their original mission. The Diviner is still trying to get his hands on the Protostar and comes up with a new scheme. He hijacks the vehicle replicator aboard the ship to make a Dreadnought. While the crew manages to defeat him, they find a message from the Diviner embedded within that vows if they don't return to Tars Lamora, he will kill all the prisoners on the asteroid. The crew is faced with a dilemma. Do they return to Tars Lamora with the limited resources they have now, or try to contact Starfleet for help? It's clear that the crew supports a rescue mission, but as captain, it's Dah's decision to make, and he decides they must go back. The crew adopts new uniforms and becomes a true Starfleet crew, much to hologram Janeway's pride. When they get to Tars Lamora, the Diviner unsurprisingly tries to trick them. He strands the crew and miners on Tars Lamora, leaving them to die, while he escapes on the Protostar with Gwyn. As the crew scrambles to save themselves and the rest of the miners by activating the Diviner's ship, something they'd planned for, this double cross, Gwyn finally gets the truth behind her father's mission. He knew the Protostar was on Tars Lamora because the Diviner is from the future. In 50 years, Starfleet will make first contact with his people, leading to a civil war in which they destroy themselves. The Diviner's mission was to find the Protostar, install a weapon on it that will turn every Starfleet ship against each other when they establish communications with each other. Eventually, he'll be able to wipe out Starfleet and save his people. The crew is successful in leaving Tars Lamora and arrives to save Gwyn. Zero defeats the Diviner by showing him their true form, but unfortunately Gwyn catches a reflection of Zero in a comm badge and she falls ill. She recovers but loses her memories, including those memories of the weapon that's now aboard the Protostar. With the Diviner turned to Tars Lamora, a prisoner in his own cage, the crew sets course for the Federation. And we're left with an image of the real Admiral Janeway aboard a ship that's been tracking the Protostar and is coming to find out what happened to her former First Officer, Chakotay. We're very interested to see what's going to happen in the second half of Season 1. It certainly feels more like a Season 2 than just the second half of Season 1 by now, because it's been so long since we've seen it, but it's still interesting nonetheless. Guys, don't forget to leave a like and a comment for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the upcoming episodes of Star Trek Prodigy. Leave a super thanks if you're able to. Really helps the channel out. Much appreciated. Please check out my merch in the merch store. We can pick up all manner of Star Trek themed t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, caps, you name it, it's all there. Good bargains always, and it helps support the channel as well. And I'll be back with my next video very soon. I'll see you then.